Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today we are back for yet another day of our cast week. So today we're going to be doing the challenge that was the most voted for here on my community tab. So I did post a poll on the community tab at the beginning of the week and asked which video you guys would like to see. I gave a couple options and the winner was Sims as Seasons. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And for some reason I started with the season of winter. I don't really know why. I intended to go spring, summer, fall, and winter, but that's not what happened. I think when I saw a male sim, my brain just thought, oh, winter is perfect for a male sim. So that's what we're doing. So this is our winter sim. And for him, I wanted to go very cold and very icy. And when I first opened up the game, it was a male sim. I know I just did the video where I attempted to make a male sim because I don't make them very often, but I do like to try to get myself out of my comfort zone from time to time. So I was pretty committed to that. So I just went ahead and left a masculine frame sim for this particular sim. So like I said, I wanted to go very cold and icy. So as you can see, he has very, very light hair and very light eyes. And since it was winter, I ended up going for a little bit longer hair and like a full beard, which is really unusual for me. He kind of has a Santa Claus vibe. He does look, I think, pretty similar to the sim I did when I remade Father Winter into Daddy Winter. So he does kind of have those vibes. So I also went ahead and gave him a little bit more of a fuller frame. You know, you gotta pack on the pounds for winter. It's time for hibernation, you know, a little extra weight always helps out. And as far as this sim, when I think winter, I think of like a very icy color palette. So I went with a lot of blues. More like light frosty blues. I know that that might not be kind of what everyone associates with winter, but it's kind of what I think of when I think of winter. I did consider kind of going for more of like a Christmas color palette, but I wanted to do something a little bit different since he does kind of favor my Daddy Winter sim. I wanted to keep his color palette a little bit different. So I went for like this pastel blue sweater and these pattern pants. These are my favorite male pants that I have in game, so this is what he got. I considered wearing gloves, but they just didn't really make sense for the outfit, so I just skipped that. And then I wanted to keep him really, really blushed, you know, like when it's cold in the winter and your face is getting kind of red, kind of wanted to pull that out for him. And then I even tried to do traits that I kind of associate with the different seasons. So I went with self-assured because I feel like the winter time is, I don't know, I feel very confident in the winter. Winter's actually my favorite season. But on that same or kind of different note, I did also do gloomy because I know a lot of people get sad in the winter. And then family oriented because I feel like the winter I associate with Christmas, the holidays, and spending time with your family. So that's kind of our first sim. His name is Klaus Winter because I just couldn't resist giving him a little bit of a Christmassy name. Next up, we're moving into our spring sim, and for this sim I want to go very pastel, very light, and a little bit whimsical. So her eye color is purple. It's not a natural eye color, but that's not something I bother myself with. I love like unnatural eyes and things like that. I mean, my Sims eyes are actually all gigantic, so you can't really expect me to go super authentic here. So I went for the purple eyes and then like giant lashes because I just thought they really fit. And then I wanted her to be fairly blushed up as well, just because like springtime is like cutesy. So I pulled out kind of some of my cutest hairs, and I knew when I was creating her that I wanted her to have an unnatural hair color. I was leaning towards this purple because of the colors that exist in the game without custom content. It has like the most similar kind of color palette to what I was wanting, like that pastel sort of color. Because for spring, I kind of think Easter. Easter's probably my biggest spring association, so I think pastels as far as that color palette. I did realize that this hair could have different colors, and so I could add color to the tips. So I decided to go ahead and give her like a natural black hair and then add the light purple on the end, and I think that turned out really, really cute. And then I did go with like a good bit of jewelry. I went ahead and left her body how it was. It's not that common for me to make very like thin Sims, and so I wanted to kind of give some variation in body type throughout the video. So Klaus is a little bit bigger, she's a little bit smaller, and then I wanted to go just super frilly, very girly, pastel, light, happy, bubbly for this outfit. I did end up with this particular outfit, which maybe isn't super springy, but I just love the amount of colors. Like I said, it reminds me of like an Easter egg. And so I enjoyed it. I did like these socks, but there's a little bit too much pattern on them. So I kind of was like going through and just went with like a simpler sock. And then like these little Mary Janes I just thought are so cute. And I just think she turned out really cute. And then I gave her like the very pastel, multicolored Easter egg like nails. Like I said, I'm just channeling full Easter for this sim and I love it. The eyeshadow I was so excited for. I actually love that eyeshadow. I don't use it a ton because it's like super bold. I've used it on some of my favorite sims though, and I think it looks perfect on her. Then I considered these little hearts, but the color palette for none of them was quite right. Like I wanted more of like light pinks and purples, but they all had like reds in there. So then I gave her like kind of a purple lip. And then I decided like a couple of cute little tattoos would go well for this sim since our winter sim didn't have any. So I thought this one like colorful tattoo was cute for her. And then I went ahead and gave her the name Daisy because I thought that was very cute, still fit with the spring. She's creative, loves the outdoors, and is a art lover. That just kind of, I think of spring as being like a very creative time of the year. So that's kind of what I was thinking of when I was creating that for her. And then next up we have Autumn, and of course I had to do a female sim for Autumn because I had to channel true Christian girl Autumn vibes. Like, how are you gonna make an Autumn sim and not go for Christian girl Autumn? So I just had to. So this is our Christian girl Autumn sim, and I used a couple different presets that I haven't used. Like I don't think I've used this nose before, and I think it turned out really cute on her. I didn't actually make a ton of changes to any of these bases. I think they were all pretty cute. I did go real big on these lashes because I also feel like for like a Christian girl Autumn, like it's like a natural look kind of, but we're still doing kind of a lot. So I was really excited for this one actually. I was a little bit disappointed because you will see I tried on a lot of hats as we get into it, because when I think of like all those like annual autumn photo shoots, I think of like the big wide brimmed hats, and I just don't have anything like that. I'll probably have to download something because like I need it so I can do that aesthetic, because the one that comes with, is this like movie hangout? It's not quite the right vibe. It gives me a little bit more of a summery vibe, and then we have a bunch of cowboy hats of course, but nothing that really fit with exactly what I had in mind. Also, none of the hats worked with this hair. This is just not a hat compatible hair. It's not the hat's fault, it's the hair. But the hair doesn't work with the hats, so I just let it be, and then gave her like this big curly brown hair. I actually really liked her coloring, like not just like the color palette that I put her in, but like how she has like a very rich deep skin tone and then the brown hair. And then of course she is wearing like oranges and browns. It's autumn, so I just kind of love that uniformity of color. I used to make a lot of berry sims, and so I think looking at this sim, she just reminds me of like a beautiful like monotone chocolate. So I just think she turned out really cute. I wanted to originally do like the brown plaid skirt, but I just couldn't find like a top that I wanted to go with. I couldn't find a color that I thought went well. So I think I'd ended up going with like a black sweater, which wasn't what I initially had in mind, but I do think it turned out cute. And then we have to go with socks because we have, you know, a little skirt and it's autumn. And then I was looking through boots because I'm obsessed with boots, and I actually saw these little sock boots and I thought, oh, those will be cute and I can take off her other socks so she's not too similar to Daisy. And then for makeup, I just wanted to do something kind of natural. Like I wanted her to definitely look made up because I feel like that's just kind of what I associate with the fall, but nothing too dramatic or over the top, so keep it a lot more simple compared to like Daisy. And then I want to go for kind of classic jewelry. I also wanted her to wear glasses because I love Sims and glasses, and because I'm legally required to wear glasses at all times. So I think it's fun. I think it adds personality to the Sims, and I think she turned out really cute. I actually think she might be my favorite Sim, which isn't really surprising. I do like Autumn, And it is the season that we're kind of getting into, so it just kind of brings me back to that. I gave her some very insidey traits. So she is a bookworm, she's good. And then I did decide to give her the animal enthusiast because I thought that loves animals, or like the animal aspiration, was perfect for her. And then last but not least, we're gonna get into our summer sim. So I will admit that summer is probably my least favorite season, maybe because where I live it was I don't know, literally 120 degrees this summer, so maybe that's why. But it's not really my favorite. As an adult, I don't know, summer doesn't quite have the same energy that it has when you're a child, because you still have to work, but it is fun, and I was able to go on a couple vacations this summer, so I did enjoy it. But it's not really my favorite season. And as for this sim, I wanted them to be a little bit different, and I honestly don't know if, now that I'm looking back at this sim, that the color palette was the best, but I just wanted to do red hair for one of these sims, and I love green eyes, and we hadn't done them, and I felt like for summer you'd either do like blue eyes, which we'd already done for winter, and so I wanted to do something different, so I just gave them green eyes. And then, of course, I had to give them freckles. No one else has freckles, but it's because, you know, I associate freckles with the summer sun, and so I thought that was perfect for them. So they are our freckled sim. Plus, since they have the red hair, I feel like it really fits. Though this maybe doesn't look the most natural red color. It could be. And then I wanted them to have a more unisex style. So this particular sim does go by they, them pronouns. So I wanted to do a combination of feminine frame and masculine frame clothing because I think that they like to play around with their style. I knew I wanted to use these shorts because I just like the like loose kind of billowy feel of them. And I knew I wanted to do them in white because I wanted to keep this color scheme very like fresh. I was kind of sad that I couldn't use the little blue and cloud sweater because I ended up changing the shorts because I was like, well, I want to do like, initially I wanted to do like light blues, but then I thought, well, red is actually a very summery color. Here in the United States, the 4th of July is kind of right in the middle of summer, so red, white, and blue. So I kind of think of like this seersucker red as being a very summery thing. And then I wanted to give them like some little sneakers, some cute little socks, because like I said, they like to play around with their style. They're definitely not super fussed about it, so I gave them like the chipped nail polish. And then not really much on makeup. A few piercings though, because I do see that kind of for them. I was kind of adjusting their nose to make that work. But that's mostly it for this sim. A good bit of piercings, like I said, and then just like a kind of dynamic of their styles, a little bit mixed. And I actually do really like the way they turned out. I feel like they almost seem like they have like the least detail of any of the other sims. But I think it's just kind of perfect for, I don't know, it's kind of perfect for what they are. But I don't know. I'm curious to know which one of these seasons is your guys' favorite and what's y'all's favorite season in general. And thank you guys so much. I do appreciate y'all still sticking around with me for all these cast videos. It's been a ton of fun, but it is hard to keep up with. So please like if you've enjoyed the video. And I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, as absolutely always. And I will see you all next time. Bye.